What is up, freaks? Let's look at some people saying some dumb shit, shall we?
I don't trust people with all white friend groups.
Girl, I don't trust people with friend groups. Like, what's all that about? You passing each other around? What's going on? My mind automatically goes to, we live in a village and we sit around braiding each other's hair. Some work out in the farm and pick the strawberries, while others sit at the house and discuss what they heard on MSNBC that morning. And for some reason, they all smell like BO and communism.
Especially if you live in an area that's not majority white or a country.
So I made a video about this a long time ago when I was first starting TikTok. I used to have a coworker / old friend who was a white woman, and all of her friends happened to be white. And it always rubbed me the wrong way that all of her friend group was a whole bunch of white women. And it wasn't until later on that I realized that she was very low-key, very racist. Like, she would say like microaggressions and stuff, and even to the point like to say that she wanted to marry a man of color to have biracial kids. That's gross. But anyways,
what?
I don't trust white people with only white friend groups.
What did she just say? Wasn't that a direct contradiction to what you just said? She wants to have biracial babies. What a racist. How does that even make sense? And how is it gross? You're the one sounding sus right now. Also, how did she have an all-white friend group if you were her friend? You don't know where people grew up at. Maybe she grew up in Mayberry. It seems to me that you have a very limited friend group, because if you actually had diversity in your friend group, right, then you would have had somebody in there that had taught you how to mind your own damn business. I had a coworker that was... Sounds like you're lonely. Find some friends.
I have questions and an opinion to put across of this video. So this video is of two black women cosplaying, I think, from...
Hey babe, I'm gonna need you to be FFR. Firstly,
just point out the fact that those girls were... They were doing cosplay for white chicks. Yeah, tiny bit of research would have told you that. The one who came in with the, I'm going to need you to be FFFR. I can't stand your voice. Whew, God, I can't stand you. I don't even know you. That's bad. That's real bad.
It seems like you are mistaken. White privilege is a one-way street.
Is it?
There's no such thing as reverse racism. Even if they were cosplaying as white people and not doing a recreation of the movie White Chicks, there would be no injustice, because systemic racism and intersectionality will tell you all you need to know about how racism functions in our society, as well as privilege. Get your facts straight. So yes, they and you, it seems, really want to cosplay so bad, considering we all do the same. Ciao. Did BLM not teach you anything?
You're definitely not fooling anyone, dude. Have you ever seen a pair of boobies before? Because they don't, there's not one over here and one over here, and they don't poke out like that. It seems like you're cosplaying as well. I mean, no offense, you can do whatever you want to do. That's your prerogative. Your cosplay's messed up. It's not, your high beams are, you know what I'm saying? They're like, one's pointing over here and one's like kind of pointing down and to the left, you know, and if those really are boobies, then I suggest you get them looked at. Even my boobies aren't shaped like that. And I wouldn't call that racist, obviously, from what they were doing. That was not like a reverse blackface. Oh?
Hi.
Hi.
As a white person, I'm here to tell you that you cannot be racist towards white people, and let me explain why.
Ma'am, I think you are Liza Minnelli's daughter. I don't know. Kind of like like Sid from Ice Age. I'm no looker either. I'm just saying. Where are you going with this?
I learned it in college.
Oh, she learned it in college.
Philosophy, sociology, psychology classes, all that fun stuff.
All that safe, completely 100% taught, no bias, no opinion added. Yeah, we get it. But while they're there, their entire common knowledge is stripped from them. Their individual thought completely scrapped, taken away. Now, the teacher's like, you think like me.
You think like me.
Similar to the military in boot camp. And that is the outcome. That's what they're looking for. They want you to be all that you can be, right? The one-man army. Or in the Navy, they want you to be exactly the same. Everyone thinks the same. Everyone reacts the same. Think the same. Hive mind. You all got to think alike. If you think as an individual, you're not welcome here. But we tolerate and welcome everyone. We love you all. We tolerate and welcome all as long as you believe exactly like I believe. Facts. Facts.
No cap. No cap.
Oh, the brainwashing.
For there to be racism, there needs to be a power inequality, which does not exist in regards to white people. White people are not lower in power in society than people of color, therefore they cannot face racism.
Define power. I keep hearing this over and over and over again, that white people have a power. We're higher in power. Define power. If you're defining power by the richest people in the world, then that's just not true anymore. You need to go on and look at the list. Go on and pick up your Forbes. Well, I would say pick up a Forbes magazine. Do they even make magazines anymore? Go on the Forbes list and have a look. Have a look-see. See what you're missing, because that's not the case anymore. At one time, I will agree, it was. So much of Black American culture is American culture, and people don't even think about it. My life, my wife's life, my kid's life, heavily influenced by Black American culture. Black Americans, and I won't call them African Americans. I haven't met anyone yet that enjoys being called an African American. I've so many Black friends now that are distant from me simply because of politics. When my political stance is everyone is fighting for who they think is the best caretaker, but I just want out of the zoo. That's my politics. I look a certain way, so I get judged a certain way. My point being, though, is that now the power structure that we speak of, it no longer exists. The only thing you've got to point at is who's got top dollar. And if that's the case, then we have 6 celebrities that are Black that are in the top 10. Or it might be 5 now since Kanye. What was that about? Again, define power.
What they can face is prejudice. That's true. But you cannot label it racism, nor does it have the same ramifications or the same repercussions as racism towards people of color.
Okay, what?
So let's all educate ourselves and...
Wait. So there was no education there. You just stated that this was fact and you didn't back it up with anything. You said white people cannot face racism. They can only face prejudice. That is not the same thing. It's not the same thing. It has nothing to do with power. Not a damn thing. This is an argument that keeps being used. There is none. There is no state of power. The fact is, in a bubble, all right, take a poor man, a poor Black man, and a poor white man, or a poor person of color, a poor white man. Take a rich person of color and a rich white man. Regardless, when one dislikes the other for the color of their skin, which is something that cannot be changed, nothing. That is racism. It doesn't matter who's in the shoes. The person doing the hating is racist. Let's look up the definition real quick. Prejudice. Preconceived opinion that is not based on reason or actual experience. As a verb, give rise to prejudice in someone, make bias, cause harm to a state of affairs. When we define racism, discrimination, or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people of the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group. The fact of the matter is, if you do not like me for the color of my skin, that is racism.
Racism.
I see people of color racist against each other. Light skin, dark skin, black folks. Oriental, Japanese, Chinese, can't stand each other. Korean, Japanese, Chinese, can't stand each other. Middle Eastern, you see, that doesn't even need to be explained. They've been fighting for thousands of years. Your argument is doo-doo. Educate yourself is what she said. No, you didn't educate yourself. You went to a school and you took on someone else's opinion. That's what you did. It's turning to me preaching more than it has to me joking. I can't for the life of me understand how that these people are in college or that they have been educated at any point. But anyway, that's been another episode of Ray Reacts to Everything. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to react to everything. And this is my true feeling, my true reaction. So if you stick it with me, you dig with me. That's just the way it is. It's the way it flows. You know what I'm saying? All right, that got a little weird and a little off there. This is a shameless pitch for a very successful podcast called Creepy Cuts. Creepy Cuts podcast. It'll say Creepy Cuts on top. There'll be a woman and she's got, you'll see. We're still ranked. And I have not made an episode or put an episode out since June of last year. Still alive. It's still got a heartbeat. There is 600 bi-weekly listeners today, right now. While we were active, we had almost two a month, 2K listeners a month. It's totally different than this. I do voice acting and I write the story usually the day of. That way I want audience participation. I have websites for people to write in and say stuff. Keep an eye out for it. And then also dropping soon will be the podcast, The Anti-Influencer. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, thanks for sticking with me. This has been your host, comedian Crazy Waste Scanning. Y'all have a good week.